Oh, so, yeah.
That's what he says.
No,
He's over.
No.
He's right here. He's so heavy. Fragile, but yeah. It's just. Or May.
It's cool, so you know, so.
I'd like to welcome everybody this evening. Call this meeting to order here at the Jefferson County Board of Tourism, 23rd of March, 2026. We all could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and remove your hats. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Try to move projects and partnerships up on the agenda. Thank you all for applying. As I look at the applications, and I think our board would agree with this, a lot of fantastic applications, and just always taken back on how aggressive different entities are and how unique different entities are, and how Jefferson County as a whole just continues to push the envelope. So thank you for that. We had an opportunity to read all the applications. We all agreed on these amounts. It's not an easy task. We have so much money. There's a lot of great people out here. All of you are, and we want to give all the money to all you guys because you all deserve all of it. If you'd like to meet with us, feel free to communicate with any of our board at any time. We'll schedule a time to sit down with you, tell you why we gave you what you received, some things that you could do to improve your applications if you want. Just having dialogue, and we'd be more than happy to kind of communicate the conversations that we're having, that we want to focus on, because our money comes from heads and beds, right? So that's our overarching focus, is how can we get people to spend the night here, because that's how we get a return on investment. Okay. So if you plan on applying, if we ask you to, or you plan on applying in August, same scenarios this past time with Josh Abbott, who couldn't be here this evening because of work obligations. It'll be in August. So we do March, August of every year. Communicate with me if you do plan on applying in August. Make sure you communicate with me or the board. They'll communicate with me. We'll put you on the agenda. We need to know how you use the money that you were granted before you can ever apply again. How to receive your grants. So every year we have someone who asks this. So here's what you do. You have an invoice and you email it to Dave Bramer, and david.bramer@jeffersoncounty.in.gov. He gets thousands of emails. If you don't get a response or anything like that, reach back out to him. You know, he'll send that invoice, he'll look at it, he'll send it to Heather Huff. Heather Huff is the one who handles all of our money. We don't touch the money. She handles all the money and whatever you have on the invoice, whether you're going to go pick it up, whether she's going to mail it to you, that's between you and Heather Huff, but you got to submit it to Dave first. So that's how you receive your funds. And again, I can't reiterate this enough. He gets a lot of emails. Just don't assume that he got it on the first go around. Okay. We spent this year, Bob, you can write this down. We spent we spent, I've always wanted to say that, so it feels kind of cool. We've spent $447,800. That's how much we'll give this time around, which is super cool to be on a board to be able to do that. So what I would like to do is, when we took a look at the applications, you know, a lot of the marketing aspects of it, we pay a lot of money to VMI. You know, they're our marketing hub, and we want you all to engage with VMI and gather placer data that we pay for, gather economic impact calculator data that JCBT pays for, to gather that information to see how your organization is, to see how it is improving, and you know, I mean, point blank, if the average daily rate is $200 and you're doing an event or you're doing events or you're bringing people in multiple times over the year and they're staying 1 or 2 or 3 nights, we get 8% of that, right? So you can do the math. You know, what is our return on investment? It's a lot of cool data that you can get from Andrew or Sarah, or I'm sure if they're extremely busy, which they are 99% of the time, they can steer you into somebody else within VMI to provide that information. So, what else? Also, what I'd like to do, to be honest with you, is I'm just going to go through them. It's 6:35. I should knock this out in 6 to 7 minutes. Whenever I'm done, you're not being disrespectful at all. We'll carry on with our agenda, which will be approval of minutes, treasurer's report, VMI, and then we'll pretty much conclude. Our next meeting is April 20th of this year. Like I said, I'm just going to go each organization, and on each organization, I'll say the amount that we're going to grant you this go around. And if you have any questions or concerns or ideas, or need to gather your own information, feel free to reach out to us. So, board, do you all have anything to add to my long-winded dissertation there? Okay. All right, let's get to it. And again, like I said, when we're done, no disrespect, you can get up, head out. If I'm in your shoes, I'm probably going to do that unless you want to stay, obviously. You're more than welcome to. So, River Valley Resources, $10,000. Casa Rumble on the River, $18,000. Vintage Thunder, $5,000. Historic Madison Inc., $15,000. We'd encourage you to come back in the fall. Madison Music Movement, $7,000. We have a meeting set with them to have further discussions. Live Courageously Rebloom Conference, $18,000. Club Madison Wrestling, Madtown Summer Duels, $10,000. Madison Riverfront Development Corporation, $12,000. Unbroken Circle Music Festival, $50,000. America 250 Madison and Bloom, John Paul Chapter DAR, $5,000. City of Madison Amphitheater, $100,000. City of Madison Hospitality Economic Development Project, $100,000. An additional $100,000 next March. Kindred Folk Society, $10,000. Jefferson County Historical Society, $10,000. We encourage JCHS to come back in the fall. Madison Area Arts Alliance, $65,000, with the caveat to reach out to Southwestern and Darren Means specifically. Friends of the Ohio Theater, I spoke to Elizabeth, and she's going to give us a tour, our board a tour. That's a big ask. We definitely believe in the Ohio Theater. It's a staple. We just need to have a clear plan moving forward with them. Tricapatura Homes, $2,800, and horror at the Ohio Film Festival, $10,000.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Trevor,
Yes.
one quick comment, and we kind of talked about it along the way while we were looking at the applications. When somebody's turning in an application for a big bundle of money, I think it's very helpful to set up a meeting with us to discuss that application in advance. So that we have time to develop our questions and then really have a solid understanding of the reason for the big dollar figure. If the first time we see the dollar figure is the day that you're actually presenting your application, that really doesn't give us an opportunity to develop that understanding of why the dollar figure is what it is.
Great point.
What's big?
Hmm?
What's big?
I'm gonna say if it's bigger than 40.
Yeah.
If it's bigger than 40, I'm gonna say setting up a meeting with us in advance to discuss the reason and develop an understanding of why that figure is what it is. It helps us immensely in figuring out how much that application compares to all the other applications that we've gotten. Remembering, of course, that we automatically are gonna get twice as many dollar requests as we have dollars to give.
Yeah, we're asked for roughly $1 million last year and this year, I mean roughly,
Mhm.
and we can give half of that. And there's a lot of people that every organization is vitally important, you know, so. So yeah, I mean, the Ohio Theater project is extremely important. We just want to table that one. We're not going to grant them any funds at this time, but we want to at least have a conversation with them on what exactly are they looking for? How can we be of help? How is it and impact our community, you know, and ask more pointed questions that our board will have in those settings. So, yeah.
Well, the invoices that we return to David, will they be emailed to us?
No, you will submit them.
I submit. You-
Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah, it's David.Bramer.
I can do that.
Yeah, yeah, at his email address, and then he'll take those, review those, and then submit those to Heather Huff, and she'll disperse the funds. We don't touch the funds.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Board, great job. Great job. I think we moved the needle, and this is a pretty fantastic board to be a part of, and thank you all for making it that way.
And more importantly, they're gonna move the needle this summer.
They are. They really, really are. Let's go ahead and move on from projects and partnerships. Did everyone have an opportunity? Rini, thank you always for submitting the minutes in a timely manner and doing a great job of that. Did everybody have a chance to review those? And assuming that you did, would someone like to make a motion?
I move that we accept minutes as presented.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is this your first one?
It is my
Well,
first one.
congratulations, your first second. Maybe you can do a first after Dave presents.
Yeah.
Any discussion? Motion carries. Let's move on to the treasurer's report, Dr. David Bramer.
So for February, innkeeper's tax is $111,000, $336.54. We have two claims from Visit Madison. One is for marketing expenses, $61,399.35. And one of the what was the large one in that?
Is it from me?
Yeah, marketing.
The second one? The book, the book.
No,
was the Madison.
the experience guide,
Oh, it's a part of that.
51,090 was part of that, so that's why, I mean, it was last month it was like $4,000 and this 16 bit. And then the operation expense for the next quarter, which was $91,395.20. So those are the two claims and the innkeeper's tax that we received, and that's all I have to report.
Anybody have any questions regarding any of those?
Any guesses why for 2 months now, the innkeeper's tax has been so much higher than it was last year? I mean, it's a good thing. I love it. I'm just curious if there's a reason why.
I mean, since, you know,
No,
the
like it does.
June of last year, every month has been over $100,000, with the exception of last October and then January. So I would think it's just,
Our new norm.
well, I hate to say that, but that's what it's looking like, you know, when you go
That's the truth.
7 of 9 months over $100,000,
Yeah.
then
And the tax increase is real.
sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's indeed part of it, but I mean, it's, yeah.
Good job.
And the product's better and better all the time.
Mhm. That's,
I mean, how many, we had a week of warm weather in February, right? I don't know if that had an impact on it, but that,
Yesterday felt like a hot summer.
well, that's true too.
yeah.
That was one, but. So,
Someone like to make a motion for the treasurer's report as presented?
I'll make that motion that we accept the treasurer's report and the 2 claims submitted.
Do you have a second?
Second.
There you go. There you go, Elizabeth. Both carried. And let's go moving on to VMI update and VMI marketing update.
Sure. Andrew actually took some time off, so,
Good for him.
yeah, just wanted, if you guys haven't seen, here's the guide. Put out. We have it. These are some of those-
them out like crazy.
Are you? Wonderful. Also have a handy dandy
I like that.
magnet for you.
Got the trolley?
Yes, yes, yes. So there's those,
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome, 60,000 guides delivered, and we organized those in the gym there, so that was all taken care of, all of our promotional materials, like the calendars, the maps, hair pads, magnets, all that's here, being distributed. Before Girls Weekend, we had the ladies up front go out and distribute that, and the night's rack cards, and we'll go out again when the weather breaks a little bit, and then we've, of course, anybody can stop by and get them. We track everything, that way we know how much is being distributed locally, as well as we've been getting everything out to the welcome centers and other tourism CDBs around the state and regionally. So also looking at, last year, we participated again in regional distribution that's down in corridors, like on the highway down towards 64 and different places. So look, I'm getting RFPs for those right now. And we'll be printing probably some more rack cards to put on there, because this particular product is considered a magazine, which takes, it's more money to do versus a rack card. So I'm working on that kind of stuff. So there's that. We have been at a lot of shows since the last time we've seen you. Andrew was at the Chicago Travel and Adventure Show. JD and him were also at Heartland Travel Showcase in Owensboro, Kentucky. I was at Cora Expo in Cincinnati, which is the Cincinnati Outdoor Recreation Association. And then also we donated to a partner that is in Madison. They have an Airbnb. They are from Cincinnati and had a huge fundraiser at LaSalle High School. If you guys are familiar with that, big all male high school. Well, we donated on behalf of that Airbnb partner some tickets, and so on all of these we did a hyper retarget social campaign. And so when those events were happening, we also were showing up in their feeds, and so have really great impressions on that, which I'll give on my detailed report next week. So just staying top of mind and targeting people like, oh, I would just buy their booth, oh yeah, and so it increases likes and impressions and things like that. So there's that. Goodness, so I think we've mentioned all this time that we were, we were a part of the Parade Magazine's voting, and then we became a finalist since last time we saw you. So we're one of 40 cities across the nation that is a finalist for the favorite small town with Parade Magazine. I did some extra PR today, highlighting the fact that we have that Hometown USA Parade, downtown for 4th of July weekend. If we were to win, and it was conveyed to me that it was, if you won, you got this parade with celebrities and things and all, but we're also trying to hype up, we already have this kind of parade, and it's amazing, you need to come here. So just really trying to be proactive about giving them the information that they need, as far as part of that. We also were nominated for the 3rd consecutive year in a row as the best small town in the Midwest. We climbed up to number 3 today. You guys have one more week to do it till noon next Monday. So if you guys could use every browser you want, incognito and not, and every device, vote every day. So that's what Andrew and our team is doing, just trying to keep the momentum going there. Our friends and neighbors, Vivi, is at number 1, and he is fiercely competitive, and it's a lot of banter, fun banter going on with that. But so it would be wonderful and lovely to win the 3rd year consecutively for the USA Today. But we're hanging in there. We need your all's votes. We held the leadership tourism session since we've seen you last as well. So of course, we include different partners each year and have that group of students learn about tourism and the impact that it has. And so we're really grateful for the tourism partners that and organizations in JCTA that step up to talk about how they impact in tourism. So very grateful for that. Of course, we had Girls Weekend and St. Patrick's programming and everything, hyping up all the Ohio Valley Celtic Society events. HMI had an event that contributes to that. We had our Taste of Ireland trolley crawl. And so all those fun St. Patty things were going on that we executed and supported. This last week, we attended, 4 of us from BMI attended the ITA Conference Awards that we've been doing for the last 10 years. This was their 10-year anniversary. So it was a really great conference. And so I always walk away, one with this reassuring feelings of, man, I'm already doing that, or that's on our list, so that's on our strategic plan, so really great stuff there. But also they have the tourism awards, which you guys got an email today, sharing that we brought home 3 collaborative award winning awards. So for the Get Married in Madison wedding giveaway collaboration, the best in Indiana activation for the Madison Mobile, and of course, best event for Unbroken Music Circle, which we submitted that on behalf of them. So all really great, strong collaborative partnerships there. And that was how we were promoting that one, the PR. So getting ready to activate Reverie Roads and Serpent of 62 with everything, the season is here. And so we will be in Writer Magazine, which is a reputable magazine, but also anything I do, like I always tell you guys, I get digital with it, it's not just that print stuff. So, but those magazines are tried and true and have a great following. So try to really evaluate that when I'm looking into that kind of stuff. Also working on for my, the future things I've already told you about with taking the stuff I sent to you guys in December and building upon that and bringing it back to you in April. We have that FAM tour that's coming up that Visit Indiana chose us to be a part of, kind of a once in a, not a lifetime, but a very long time, don't get those opportunities. So looking for support on that. I'm looking at, doing a custom AI bot on our website. So that will help with planning, and people navigating our site and getting information. So that will be coming as well as, trying to extend my Google display stuff. So lots going on there to come your way. We're getting ready to, make our CRM go live. So that'll look a little different for listings. And then we're be announcing to our partners about a customer relationship management program platform where they can manage their listing themselves. And so there's just going to enhance the way we communicate with tourism partners and all that. So we have National Travel and Tourism Week coming up the first week in May. It'll be here before we know it. We're working on some different things with that. And of course, trying to finalize our annual report. Andrew will get you all the other occupancy, placer things that we're going on that he usually reports on when here in the next week when he gets back. So anyway, lots of things going on.
Lots of things.
So yeah.
Sarah, when you take and ask any questions,
Yes.
when you take a look at 2025, for example, where are you seeing a lot of traffic from? And then so it's a 2-part question, where are you seeing a lot of traffic from? And then where are you seeing some unique, cool areas that you didn't really anticipate people coming from or communicating?
Well, I can definitely get you a more detailed report.
Sure,
on
I'm
all
just
of that.
curious.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely getting more people coming from like the Illinois, Missouri area,
Uh-huh.
which, we kind of, they're Midwest,
Yeah.
That's kind of in our area, but I think these other things that people are doing, like the Unbroken, you're like, we're seeing people from Colorado and, out west and all over. It's amazing to see that the overarching what's contributing to that. But yeah, no, I can get you a more detailed report on that. That way we can, that's gonna be a part of that 2025 annual report.
Sure.
That I'll dive into and.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. Do we have any more questions? Anybody? Sarah, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Moving on. Jess Tourism Alliance is April 1, right?
At the spot, 9 a.m.
At the spot, 9 a.m.
Jim volunteered at the last meeting, so yeah. And if you have questions about that, just reach out to me.
Okay,
I'm happy to connect whoever needs that in the fall, H mine, however. If you don't have my phone number, it's impressive, so.
it's impressive.
Almost all of Madison has my phone number at this point, yeah, so.
I'm not gonna take that.
So,
Don't.
but, so if you have any other
Just not gonna do
questions about, JCTA or anything like that, we're shooting for 9 to 11 at the spot on Mulberry Street, April 1st. I think that's all you need to know. Lots of partners here, lots of partners getting money. We really appreciate that, so.
I just want to say, I think it would be really, you're all invited to come. It really is impactful when members of your organization comes and see and visits, because we really have a good situation going on with the Alliance. It started 6 years ago, March of 2020. And, is that right? Yeah, February of
Yeah.
2020, I think, right before we all went into hibernation for a while. But it is a good group. There are solid discussions. It's positive, and it really matters when you can come and see. If you can, and I know many of you work and can't, but it's been very effective, and it's been good for the organizations to get to know each other, and I've said this over and over, to respect one another and to understand the work plans that we have and the cross pollination that we can do. So it really has made a difference. So please come if you can. April Fool's Day.
Not a joke though.
April,
No joke.
April Fool's
Not a
Day. I can say that.
Our next meeting is April 20th. Anybody else have anything? Meeting adjourned. Thank you. Want to make a motion?
Give me your
Liz.
email address.